Matt Ariaza, Bills punter, accused of involvement in gang rape of an underage girl. It's a tragic story, dude. It's rough, man. Like nobody ever wants to hear this kind of story, and like I really like it's not even a story I'm comfortable like really talking about and getting into, but it's like I feel like it's kind of a disservice for me to like brush over something like this and then be like, yeah, let's talk about football, man, and like yeah, like let's get into the other stuff because it's like, dude, like this is like really important. Like it's so important, dude. Got something on the mic. Weird. This is like, it's something where like I need to bring it up because it is important. Like it is a big deal, and like also this also isn't something that we should be quiet about and we should not be talking about because like it needs to be public. It needs to be out there. We all need to like put it out there and really show how important it is because like the worst thing you can do is brush it up under the rug, and I'm not gonna do that. Like if I'm gonna do anything on this podcast, I ain't brushing jack under that rug, dude. I ain't brushing nothing, dude. So we're gonna get right into it, dude. So basically there was a lawsuit filed against Matt Ariaza and two others that were involved in this incident. Apparently it happened last year when they were at San Diego State. They're still in college. It was like a year before Matt Ariaza even got to the Buffalo Bills, got to the NFL. Yeah, because he's a young kid. He's like 22, or 23 now, I think. But yeah, I mean, he's a young kid and everything. But that also does not excuse like anything, though. Like I'm just so then people aren't like, well, that's not a real reason. No, don't pounce on me for that, bro. Like I can already see it now, dude. Like, hey, his age has nothing to do. I'm just pointing it out that he was just in college, and allegedly at a college party, this is where this incident happened. That's kind of where the story's going. And apparently, so here's also some really interesting news is that the lawyers that were doing this investigation and on this case, they let the Bills know, like the lawyers of Matt Ariaza let the Bills know about this case, and they warned them about this information at the end of July, which was a month ago, right? So a month ago, the Bills already knew this information. Like the organization they let them know, like, okay, Matt Ariaza, he's, this is the case that he's involved in, and it's not looking very good for him, so. But the Bills, they kept him around though. They didn't react suddenly. They waited a whole month to make an actual move and actually do something and actually like talk about it and have the information released. It's like, why did it take so long? Like what happened in that month? Like why were the Bills arguably brushing it under the rug? Like it seemed, because it really seems like the Buffalo Bills really did want to push it under the rug. And that's really unfortunate because like you would think that the organization would act immediately and be like, okay, if he's involved in this, get him out of here. Like, get him out of here. He's done. Especially because he's not even like a big, like he's not like a quarterback or like a big like star player. Even though like it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter because any kind of person or player or whoever it is that is involved in a case like this, like gang raping an underage girl, like. There's no excuses. There's no like you can't say anything about it. Like it's like even if you are a star player and like, oh well, maybe I'll get away with it because I'm a star. No. Like there's none of that. There's none of that, dude. This is nothing compared to Deshaun Watson. Like it's like Deshaun Watson, like he has like 30 allegations about like having sex with massage therapists and like the whole essay thing, but like. This is like a whole new level. This is like way different, bro. Like this, like even though I'm not saying the Deshaun Watson thing is not like super serious and like totally like criminalizing because it is, but like yeah, this is like really bad. But what I'm saying, the Buffalo Bills did kind of seem like they wanted to sweep this under the rug, and that's kind of what bothered me about this too, because they waited a whole month before even announcing anything or releasing anything. And like so like they knew ahead of time and they didn't say nothing. And then they also had another punter competing for the job, right? They had another punter there, and last week they cut the guy. It was a Matt Hop. Matt Hop he got cut, and then they went, no, we're gonna keep Matt Ariza. Like we're gonna keep him on the roster. And it's like, dude, like 3 weeks ago from this transaction, you were let like the lawyers told you he's involved in this case and it looks serious. Like, dude, you need to look into this. And they just brushed it under the rug, and then they went, well, we're gonna cut this other guy, we're gonna keep him, like he's our punter. We're gonna try to move on with even knowing this information. That's what really bothered me too about this. It was like, bro, why is it that like when something bad happens like this, and it's like the first reaction from the organization is like, okay, how do we cover this up? How do we brush this under the rug? Like, oh, okay, like what's our next plan of action here? It's like, dude, like your next plan of action is get rid of the guy. Is like get him out of here. Like that's your plan of action, bro. Like why is it like it's not a hard decision at all? It's actually really not a hard decision. And so it's like I don't know why they thought like, well, maybe we can just move on with Matt Ariza and we don't gotta say anything about her. Like what's that? Like what's that about? Very weird to me, dude. And also, okay, so Matt Ariza's a lawyer, Kenny Armstrong or Carrie Armstrong, my bad. This is like a quote that he said trying to defend Matt Ariza in this case. He's saying this is a quote. It's a shakedown because he's now with the Buffalo Bills. I mean, this is like classic response for like rape allegations. This is like the classic response is to be like, oh well, the woman's just lying. Oh, she's lying. She's a gold digger. She just wants to get that money. Like, oh, now that he's making NFL money, now she wants a piece of the pie. Like, dude, they always have to. That's always their defense. Every time that something like this happens, it's like, oh well, you notice that he's an NFL player now, and oh now, like, why didn't she say anything before? And it's like, dude, it's like so insensitive, bro. It's like, but of course, like. As the lawyer to this guy, that's like the only defense you really can make for this. So it's like, yeah, I understand that's like the only thing he can do right now, even though we all know it's BS. But like, it's still wrong though. It's still wrong because this happens every time with some kind of rape allegation or sexual assault or whatever it is. It's always just like, oh, well, the woman's lying. The woman's lying about it. Like, yeah, she just wants money, man. She just wants my money. Like, why is that always the go-to? It's always the go-to. It's like, why? But it's like, okay, but in majority of these cases, in the majority of rape cases and sexual assault cases, what happens? Oh, the guy is actually guilty for it, though. Like, and it's like, oh, something actually did happen. Like, it's like, dude, that's what frustrates me, too. It's like, bro, the majority of these cases are because somebody actually did what they're accused of. And it's like and like, yeah, okay, yeah, there's been some cases. There's been a small minority of cases where the woman was lying about it and the guy did go to prison for it. And then now it's like a big issue. But I don't like when people take those small cases, take those minority of cases that happen like that, and then they go, "Oh, well, all of them are like that now. All the cases, all the women are lying. They're all lying. They all want money." And like that frustrates me, dude. I hate that so much. It's so annoying. Cuz like it's like we can't just assume every woman is lying about this. And it's also like, dude, it's a clear majority of men that actually like are doing the sexual assault and are proven to do the sexual assault. And like that's usually what happens, dude. So like why is it that I mean, it's mostly men that make this argument, but why is it that we all assume that the woman's lying when like majority time it's not the women lying? It's like it's a very small number of women that do lie. And it's like I don't know. But anyways, we're going to move on here. I don't want to keep repeating myself on that. So here's what happened next, right? So this is also very interesting information because so after all this happened, right, the police requested the victim I mean, we don't know I wouldn't even put the name out there even if the name was out there, but we're just going to say the victim, right? The police requested that she makes calls to the men that were involved and the detectives on this case are going to record those conversations and see what they can get out of it, right? And here's like the big breaking point of really what happened and why. I mean, because I've already seen this on the internet a lot, or people being like, why are people saying these are accusations? Like, he confirmed it himself. He basically admitted to it. So it's like, so basically in these phone conversations that were recorded by detectives, they actually got something out of it, because Ariza on the phone call confirmed. It said late in October when this happened. He confirmed that they did have sex, and then he recommended that she gets tested for STD. That's what Matt Ariza said to the girl on the phone call while detectives are recording the call. And I mean, that already just looks so incriminating. It looks so bad. It's like, oh, dude, like literally confirmed that, like, yes, I did have sex with this girl, like saying it to her, like, yeah, oh yeah, like, we did have sex, and oh, you should probably get tested for STD, which is also like, yeah, okay, man, like, you're a dick, dude. Like, that's, but whatever. So after that happened in the call, she asked him, quote, and did we have actual sex, end quote. And then Ariza allegedly changed his tone and replied with this, quote, "This is Matt Ariza. I don't remember anything that happened that night," end quote. Like, bro, what? Like, dude, he really, like, so he let it spill out of his mouth that, okay, he did have sex with this girl and she probably needs to get tested for STD, and like, it's like the detectives already have that recorded, and I think once she asked that question, like, trying to confirm, like, okay, like, did we have actual sex though? Like, was it actual sex or was it something else? Right? It's like, and then his brain starts working and goes like, oh no, I just exposed myself. Like, yep, I just exposed myself. And he probably realized that this is being recorded and this is gonna get used against me. And now he changes his tone and goes like, "This is Matt Ariza, and I have no recollection, no recollection of what happened that night." Like, it's like, dude, it's like, it's so incriminating, bro. It's like, bro, like, you're like, he realized he messed up, and he let it slip out of his mouth, and then he goes like, "Oh no, like, they got me. Like, okay, I got to try to save myself." Be like, "Oh, I don't know. I don't know what happened that night. I don't know." Like, yeah, okay, bro. And also, like, so bad just to be like, "This is Matt Ariza." It's like, dude, nobody talks like this. Like, it's like so clear that he's trying to cover it up and like be like, "Okay, they're recording, so I'm gonna say this is Matt Ariza, then I'm gonna say, like," it's like he's just like, it's just, it kind of just shows how guilty he really seems to be. Like, it's not like, clear video evidence of it happening or something. It's not like that damning evidence, but it's pretty close to be like, well, he literally confirmed that they had sex and, like, this did happen though. So, like, it's looking really, really bad, dude. And also, I should add, after all this happened, very recently, the Buffalo Bills did cut Matt Ariza from the team. But of course, it's like, yeah, okay, now they cut him after trying to hide it. It's like that's what's so weird, dude. It's like, oh, it's like, okay, yeah, good job for cutting Matt Ariza, but, like, why didn't you do this a month ago? Why didn't you do this earlier? Why didn't we all know about this earlier? Like, it wasn't public information. Like, why did you cut that other punter to keep Matt Ariza knowing about this case and knowing how guilty he seems? It's like, dude, it's not a good look on the organization. It's a really bad look on Matt Ariza. And, we're probably going to hear a lot more about this case in the further weeks. We're probably going to get some more information, or if it's going to turn into an actual criminal case and he might go to prison or whatever it is. We're going to see what happens. We're going to see. But, like, right now, this is all the information, and from what the information is out there right now, especially with the police phone calls that were recorded, it's looking really bad for Matt Ariza. Really, really bad. And, I mean, of course, if he really did do this, which it seems like he did, but I'm not going to, like, say it for sure yet. But it seems like if he did do this, then yeah, he shouldn't be allowed to play football, shouldn't be allowed in the league, and he should be in prison. Like he should be locked away. Like that's all it is. And like that's like end of discussion. That's all it should be if he really did do this, which it seems like he did. So